keeping their memories alive.
It puts it forward so that people don't forget.
How 2 fallen firefighters are being honored in southern Kentucky.
She was just a truly good person.
A former contestant on The Voice is being remembered after a shooting at a concert. Why police believe the shooter targeted her.
Can you imagine running on a runway while planes are flying and taking off in the background? Well, that's exactly what participants of the 5th annual 5K on the runway got to experience this morning. I'll have the details coming up.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Their legacies are now cemented in their towns. Thanks for watching WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Today, state leaders dedicated 2 sections of Kentucky 55 in southern Kentucky to fallen firefighters. Captain Tony Grider and Charlie Sparks both passed away while on the job. Grider in 2014, Sparks in 2011. WKYT Sabira Rayford shows us how the 2 heroes are being honored in our top story at 6.
It can be easy to forget who a person was after they have passed away.
It puts it forward so that people don't forget.
But today was about keeping the memories alive.
Service was what they were about. And it makes me proud to be from this community.
Charlie Sparky Sparks lost his life in 2011 after suffering a heart attack while fighting a fire.
For us, it's been 5 years. So, you know, lucky to happen in 5 years, and you feel like people forget. But to see the community come around like this 5 years later, it shows that people don't forget.
After Charlie's passing, his son Trent wanted to carry on his legacy, so he decided it was time to take on his father's old locker.
The firefighters just flocked over me, myself, and my family, and I knew then that this is where I needed to be.
Captain Tony Grider lost his life after being shocked by a power line. Now both he and Sparks' names will be displayed on KY55 highway. Captain Grider's sister said this is the perfect way to honor her brother.
He was literally the kind of person that would give you the shirt off his back. You know, he would go out of his way to help you. You know, you could call him at the last minute, and if there was anything he could do, he was right there in a moment's notice.
Whether it's through a poster, shirt, or highway sign, their service won't be forgotten. In Adair County, Sabir Rayford, WKYT.
A scholarship fund has also been set up to honor the memory of Captain Grider. The Fayette County coroner says the man shot while walking down a Lexington street this week has died. Lexington police say 27-year-old Douglas Jordan was walking with a woman on East Maxwell Street early Thursday morning when someone shot him in the head. Police think it was a random crime. So far, they have not made any arrests. Jordan's death is the city's 10th homicide this year. His family tells us they're in the process of making funeral arrangements. Lexington police are also looking for a group of men wanted for a stabbing. Police say a man was walking on Red Mile Road this morning. They say a car pulled up. 3 men got out and demanded to have the necklace he was wearing. We're told during the struggle to get the chain, one of the 3 stabbed the man in the shoulder. Police say the victim has non-life-threatening injuries. Here's what's happening right now in Lexington. A peace walk is just starting at Duncan Park. Nearly 2 years ago, police say a man shot 21-year-old Antonio Franklin Jr. in that park. And since then, his mother, Anita, has been hosting walks to stop the violence. Tonight, she will get to meet one of the individuals her son was able to save through his organ donation. We will hear from both of them on WKYT News at 11. Police in Florida say a man shot and killed a former contestant on The Voice at a concert in Orlando. Police say that man then shot himself moments later. Investigators believe he specifically targeted singer Christina Grimmie. They're still trying to figure out why. Jeremy Rother has the latest on the investigation.
Singer Christina Grimmie, former finalist on NBC's The Voice, was shot Friday night following her show in Orlando. Authorities say they received multiple calls about a shooting around 10:30.
Our officers responded within 2 minutes and immediately cleared the scene and secured the scene, and inside found 2 people that had been shot.
According to police, the suspect, armed with 2 guns and a knife, walked up to the 22-year-old singer as she was signing autographs after her show and opened fire. The gunman fatally shot himself after Grimmie's brother reportedly tackled him. Grimmie was rushed to a hospital in critical condition and died a few hours later.
The suspect in this case is not from Orlando. The suspect traveled to Orlando, apparently to commit this crime.
Grimmy posted this Facebook message hours before what would be her last concert.
Hey guys, what's up? We're in Orlando today. Please come to the show if you live near Orlando, Florida. We are at the Plaza Live. Please come out. Bye.
This is video of Grimmy's performance shot by a fan prior to the deadly shooting. Not long after the news broke, The Voice tweeted their condolences, and singer Adam Levine, also a judge on The Voice, posted his sentiments.
Anybody who ever came across her or knew her knows that she was just a truly good person. Just a huge tragedy for sure.
I'm Jeremy Roth reporting.
Orlando police say Grimmy's killer was 27-year-old Kevin James Loby. New tonight, we have learned that a woman injured in a crash with a boat on Interstate 75 has died. The Fayette County coroner identified the woman as 45-year-old Nicole McGowan. Lexington police say McGowan was driving south on I-75 late yesterday afternoon when she crashed her motorcycle into a boat that a truck was hauling down the interstate. Police are still trying to figure out what caused her to lose control. In Madison County, state police say a crash injured 6 people. Troopers aren't sure what led up to the wreck this afternoon on Interstate 75, but they do know it involved 3 cars. We're told 2 of the cars flipped and went off the road. Troopers say everyone involved is expected to be okay. And in Pulaski County, 2 people are in the hospital after a bad crash there. Deputies say 69-year-old Carol Estes was driving on Highway 27 last night when his truck hit a car at the intersection of Highway 70. Deputies say the car did not stop and that the driver pulled out in front of Estes' truck. Emergency crews took him to Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital. The driver of the car, 21-year-old Erica Eisen, went to UK Hospital. And we do not know how either of them are doing tonight. Here in Lexington, we officially hit 90 degrees today, and that makes it the first 90-degree day of the year. Don't expect a break from the heat for the rest of the weekend. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking more hot weather tomorrow.
Yeah, right back into the low 90s, looks like, showing up all across central and eastern Kentucky again for you on Sunday. Out there right now, plenty of blue skies, maybe a few clouds drifting in and out of our area, but overall it's just all about the heat, where we're sitting at 90 degrees. Now notice our feels like temperature there, only at 90 as well, meaning that the humidity, like I was mentioning yesterday, is not going to be off the charts today to where it pushes that feels like temperature up to significant levels. Now tomorrow I think it's going to be a very different situation where more humidity will be cranked in here. A little bit earlier this was covered up and most dominant by 90 degrees. Now we're seeing some more of the upper 80s, like Richmond at 88, 89 in London, 89 in Jackson, got 91 in Frankfort though, so plenty of heat still hanging out with us. It is clear on our Defender radar network. Won't be the case though as we go through the rest of the evening and especially into the day tomorrow. We'll start tracking some rounds of showers and some thunderstorms. So we look at that hour by hour into the day tomorrow. Watch the rain drop in from our northeast. Depending on timing, this has it getting it in here during the afternoon. It might take a little bit of that sting off of those temperatures for you tomorrow, but you can see it's certainly dropping in, and it gives us one day of relief. I will track that relief coming up in just a few minutes.
Dozens of runners beat the heat this morning at the United Way of the Bluegrass 5K on the runway. Organizers held the event at the Bluegrass Airport. WKYT's Mike Byer joined them for takeoff.
I think this one is just unique to the fact that you were actually on a runway, so I think this one's probably my favorite 5K that I've ever done.
Lauren Rose is no stranger to the 5K on the runway.
We decided to run again last year and again this year, and we are probably going to run it again next year.
About 400 people joined Rose at the Bluegrass Airport for the 5th annual 5K.
We've done races before where it's really hilly, and we thought this would be a much better opportunity to be on a flat course.
This is the first time Debbie Maurer and her husband Rick have run in the 5K. She says what drew them to this race is the fact that it helps raise money for United Way of the Bluegrass.
Every race we run really has something that it goes towards.
I think our participants really like that, you know, the aviation aspect of having all the planes in and around and all the action. And it's a really fast course. So I think we have some runners who really want to get out here and, you know, get a personal best time.
And in first place,
like 11-year-old Hayden Jacobowski, who finished the race with an eye-opening time of 20 minutes and 30 seconds.
I just finished first in my age group, and it was a really fun course.
A course Rose says is tough to beat.
How many times in your life do you actually get to walk on a runway, let alone run on a runway? Because most of the time when you go to airport, you're just kind of like waiting in security lines and stuff like that. But here, you're actually on the runway, getting to run up and down with a bunch of different friends.
Thank you! In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
United Way of the Bluegrass helps fund more than 140 programs. Organizers say money raised at the 5K makes those programs possible. Still ahead on WKYT, call it Beer Cheese Boulevard. We'll take you to a Central Kentucky town's annual festival.
It's a connection to our past, to our history, to our ancestors.
His job, finding vacant historic homes and saving them from destruction, making sure our history isn't erased.
They have a story to tell.
Preserving the past for the present. Monday at 6 on WKYT.
An offer like this only happens once in 70 years. PRAT's 70th anniversary sale. And to celebrate, get 70 months, 0 interest, up to half off, and double the free stuff, up to $1,000.
Nobody beats PRAT's.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been asked thousands of times why I chose the phrase, "for the people," for my firm slogan. It's not only our branding statement, but our mission statement as well. For many years, almost 30 now, you've trusted us to try and get you justice for you and your family at a most difficult time. An accident can suddenly change our lives forever. And if it does, we're here for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
This new Rallies and Checkers strawberry smoothie is perfect for air conditioning my insides. That's heat-busting goodness for a super chill price. Introducing fruit and cream smoothies and Kool-Aid slushies. Rallies and Checkers. Fast foodies know the deal.
Suff's Furniture and Oriental Rugs will liquidate 50 to 75% of our inventory as part of the estate sale of Albert Sandy Suffaletta. All of our inventory in Georgetown must be sold at great savings before this location is sold. But you can save at both the Georgetown and Nicholasville locations. Plus, every night, both stores will be restocked from our warehouses until everything is sold. Our Georgetown store will be sold, but we will continue to serve you at Suff's on Nicholasville Road. Hurry for the best selection of fine furniture at Suff's estate inventory sale.
There's a lot to an identity. No wonder so many people want to steal them. So accept no substitutes. North Broadway Auto Sales, now on New Circle Road, is the genuine article. The name you've known for years for top shelf pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. If you're not talking to Jerry, Travis, Bob, Robert, or Ken about your next vehicle, you're in the wrong location. Bad credit, bad luck, bankruptcy, no problem. Buy here, pay here. Don't be fooled by imposters. Visit the real North Broadway Auto Sales, now on New Circle Road, where our saying is the same as it's been for all these years: everybody rides.
Did you know up to 80% of falls in the home happen in the bathroom? So call One Day Bath by America's Window for safe, secure bathing with our new walk-in tubs. Avoid the risk of a fall with a convenient low threshold and relax with hydrotherapy massage. Now's a great time to save during Dollar Days. Receive $2,000 off your new walk-in tub with 100% financing, low monthly payments. Plus, act now during Dollar Days and receive walls for $1 with your walk-in tub purchase.
When severe storms roll in, we go to work to keep you and your family safe with continuous coverage on air, on WKYT.com, and wherever you are with our news and weather apps. First Alert Severe Weather Days, only on WKYT.
It's PRAT's 70th anniversary sale. And to celebrate, this LG front control washer is $549. Amana stainless French door dispenser refrigerator, $13.99. 18 months, 0 interest on TVs and appliances.
Nobody beats PRAT's.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 98.1 The Bull. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Well, the heat made it, and it's showing up all across central and eastern Kentucky today. Luckily, the humidity is still just a little bit low, or we would be talking about just an absolute nasty day. Not that it's fantastic out there by any means. Let's get right to our temperatures so you can see what it looks like or feels like outside right now. And we've got a lot of upper 80s at this point. 88, 89, and then we have some low 90s. 90 right now in Lexington. You got 90 in Mount Sterling, Moorhead. Up toward Frankfort comes in at 91, and then even down in Middlesboro at 91 degrees. So plenty of summer heat showing up all across Kentucky here today, but not much in the way of cloud cover or even showers or thunderstorms. most of that is going to stay away from us for a little while, at least until tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. So we've got about 24 more hours before we start talking about rain chances again, because it's all going to drop in with this frontal boundary that we have right there. But it'll take its sweet time getting here. We were watching showers and storms last night with it, and none of those arrived around here. They all fell apart. But the front itself will continue to push out toward the east, and then kind of starts to dip back toward the west a little bit, meaning that we get in on that front eventually. It's going to make its way into the area, but out ahead of it. As we get into your Sunday, the heat remains. I think we're back in the low 90s for highs. We're probably a degree or two cooler in many spots tomorrow. But the catch with tomorrow will be the humidity levels are going to be up, so it'll feel worse. I think tomorrow we're actually going to be talking about the heat index, probably feeling like 93, 94, maybe even up to 95 degrees, depending on your location. Here's the way that front drops in on us as we head through the rest of the evening, overnight. There you see it paying us a visit from the northeast into your Sunday, lining up those showers and even a thunder shower or two. And then eventually it will completely clear town. And when that happens, that's when we start talking about a little bit of a change in the atmosphere here. Notice all the showers and storms are well off to our west. Well, that's where the heat core is also going to be. It's going to be limited relief for us around here as we see most of the heat is stuck, at least for your Monday, well off to our west. And it's still going to be plenty of warm around here. I mean, I'm talking 85 degrees on Monday, but it will be a drier 85 degrees. And we just crank those rain chances back up again, start flirting with 90 again for a few days there, and summer comes at us wide open again there for a few days.
And those humidity chances are back too.
That's right. It goes back up, gets to where it's almost oppressive again.
Hundreds of hungry Kentuckians made their way to downtown Winchester today. They are celebrating the city's annual Beer Cheese Festival. The signature event is in its 8th year. WKYT's Mike Linden attended.
The state of Kentucky is known for many things that begin with the letter B. Basketball, burgoo, bourbon. But today in Winchester, they're celebrating a different B, beer cheese.
For many, the spread known as beer cheese is a delicious snack. But did you know it was first made in Clark County? To celebrate the treat, nearly 20,000 people are on Main Street, or Beer Cheese Boulevard, in downtown Winchester for the 8th annual Beer Cheese Festival. For $5, festival goers sample and vote for their favorite beer cheese from 10 vendors. The beer cheese with the most votes wins the People's Choice Award. But why is beer cheese so popular in the Bluegrass State?
That's a good question. I'm not sure the answer, but it's really good, for one thing, and it goes well with beer.
Organizers say they've already begun planning for next year's festival, which will once again fall on the second Saturday of June. In Clark County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Organizers say all proceeds go to downtown revitalization efforts. Lee K's in next with sports, and it is state tournament time for high school baseball.
It is that time of year, and several local teams took to Whitaker Bank Ballpark field today, including defending state champs West Jessamine. We'll have those highlights next for you in sports.
Get the credit approval you deserve at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Nicholasville. If you have a job and $199, you can be approved today. During the Drive and Discover event 2016, Jeep Cherokee's $199 a month. Visit BigMSuperstore.com.
I just heard my favorite fries are now only $1. Like I needed another reason to want that seasoned, crispy goodness. You guys had me at fries. You guys always get me with the fries. Small, medium, or large fries, only $1, but not for long. Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment. I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It transformed treatment as the first cure that's one pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. Harvoni is a simple treatment regimen that's been prescribed to more than 250,000 patients. Tell your doctor if you've had a liver transplant, other liver or kidney problems, HIV, or any other medical conditions. and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Harvoni may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects of Harvoni may include tiredness, headache, and weakness.
I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
All summer long, your road to refreshment leads to Speedway. And now that Speedway's grown throughout the Midwest, Northeast, and Southeast, nobody has a handle on your summer fun better than Speedway. From the sunny shores of Florida to New York City, from the Carolinas to the New England coast, your road to refreshment leads to Speedway. And with your Speedway app, there's always a Speedway nearby and a chance to win prizes with every visit on your trip.
We're on your way to convenience stores of Speedway.
Now, a 32-ounce Speedy Freezer fountain drink's just 89 cents.
It's all about an accurate cast, precise aim, and an open shot. At Kurt Singer's Sunrise Outfitters, we have a wide selection for all your hunting, fishing, and archery needs. Shop for bows, crossbows, arrows, quivers, and targets. Then head to our fishing department for everything you need to lure in that perfect catch. Kurt Singer's Sunrise Outfitters, when accuracy, precision, and the bullseye matter most.
Save thousands at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Nicholasville, where you get 25% off MSRP on all the remaining new 2015s in stock. That's up to $14,000 off MSRP. Make the short drive to Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today.
Going into today's quarterfinal matchup with St. X, West Jessamine had won 15 straight postseason games, including the school's first state title last year. That's a school record. But the matchup today with the Tigers figured to be one of West Jess's toughest of the season. It was a hot one out of Whitaker Bank Ballpark today. St. X's starter Adam Elliott was rolling along for the Tigers. Elliott had a one-hit shutout going through 6 innings here, striking out Seth Taylor. Meanwhile, X getting it done with the small ball. Second inning, runners on the corners. Sam Mudd with a perfectly executed squeeze play. The first run of the game scores. It's 1-0 Tigers. Still in the second, Zeke Porta goes the opposite way with the sharply hit ball. That goes as an error. Chris Esselman comes chugging in to score from second. 2-0 St. X. Stayed that way until the top of the seventh. Taylor this time rips a single to left. That'll drive home Tucker Greer. Moves Ryan Lane to third, who would score on a sac fly. We're tied at 2 going into the last half of the seventh. And here comes Sam Mudd leading off the bottom of the seventh with this towering shot to left. That one is gone. It is a walk-off solo home run for Mudd, and St. X eliminates the defending state champs in dramatic fashion. 3-2 is the final. After giving Coach Jody Hamilton win number 900 on Thursday, the Colts see their season end 32-9 this year.
Actually, that's the first time I've ever been beaten on a walk-off home run in 34 years of coaching. So it hurts, but and it's really painful right now, but we had some good times. And I was really proud of them. Those three guys, those three seniors stepped up, and then Seth came up, and then Spencer came up and hit the sacrifice fly to tie the game. And it was, it's sad to see it end. We had the guy on the mound that who's as good as we got. So it's just they did it.
Yeah, tough loss there for those guys. McCracken County beat Johnson Central in the second game, and currently Scott County taking on Bullitt East in the early evening game. Score 3-0 in the nightcap. Will pit Hazard against Campbell County. And then out in Owensboro, the state softball tournament of McCracken County leading Scott County 4-2 in the sixth inning. Day 3 of the Major League Draft today, and several local players were selected. In the 11th round, the Mets picked Cameron Plank, the big right-hander from Rowan County. In the 15th round, Moorhead's Tyler Keel was selected by the Diamondbacks. Then in the 16th, UK's Dustin Beggs, picked by the Miami Marlins. 1 round later, it's EKU's third baseman Mandy Alvarez. He's headed to the Yankees. Then in the 21st round, EKU teammate Kyle Nowling is selected by the A's. In the 25th round, former Tate's Creek product Ryan Fuchsie, now with the Wright State team, and selected by the Mariners. In the 31st, the Mariners grab former LCA pitcher Lincoln Hinsman. He's now at Louisville. Morehead State's Patrick McGuff selected by the Twins in the 36th round. First time since 1983 MSU has had 3 players drafted. 1 year ago, the Kentucky women's track and field team made history by finishing second nationally at the NCAA's in Eugene, Oregon. Tonight, the ladies will have 6 scoring opportunities in the final day of the meet. The men's finals were Friday night, and UK's junior hurdler Nick Anderson claimed silver in the 110-meter hurdles. That's him near the top of the screen in lane number 2, helping the UK men's program to a 22nd place team finish. Anderson finished in a time of 13.67 seconds.
I mean, I was hitting a few hurdles, but I was just trying to tack, and Coach Jones was like, just trust and believe what you've been doing. And me being in lane 2, I felt as if it helped me to put my own little zone in the way. And as I got to the end of the race, I just got off the last hurdle, just ran for it.
Golden State took a 3-1 series lead in the NBA Finals with a 108-97 win over Cleveland last night. Steph Curry had his best game of the finals, scoring 38 points. Klay Thompson added 25. The Warriors can become just the 7th franchise to win consecutive titles with a victory in Game 5 on Monday night.
We had our chances. I think the third quarter was a momentum swing for us, and they took advantage of it.
It's business as usual. Obviously, it's a big game and one we needed to bounce back individually and as a team to figure out how to get a win on the road and put ourselves in pretty good position. So, we answered the bell, especially in the first quarter, controlling the pace of the game and, not losing it like we did in Game 3.
Not going out on much of a limb here, but I think the Warriors are going to win this thing.
We'll be right back with a final look at weather.
That must be the HVAC company. Sure hope they called the Comforter Man. Yeah, they just won the Angie's List Super Service Award for the 6th year in a row. And they have the best warranty in town.
I'm on my way.
Yeah!
My car ended up here because someone was in a hurry and ran a red light.
Someone was texting and driving, and their negligence brought me here. I need a strong attorney, someone who knows how to win.
Some insurance companies don't want to pay you what you deserve. Your car gets crushed, and so do you.
I want someone working hard on my case, and I want it fast. I'm calling Daryl Isaacs.
Don't let the insurance companies crush you. I'm attorney Daryl Isaacs, the Hammer. I've been helping injured Kentuckians for over 23 years against the insurance companies. Car wreck? Think big. Get the Hammer.
I see the uncertainty in people's eyes, but that only fuels me more. For me, it's more than a job, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to give you a healthy mouth.
You know, we've got a lot in common.
Thanks, Danica.
Right here.
Aspen Dental wants you to make a pit stop for our grand opening with free exams and x-rays for patients without insurance. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL because your mouth is our mission.
Hey guys, lunch is here. It's on me, fellas.
With the Chase mobile app, Stephen Curry can send money to more people in less time.
Thanks, Steph. No problem.
Even to friends at a growing number of other banks.
You ready to go? Come on, fellas, let's go.
Easy to use Chase technology for whatever you're trying to master.
Who says you have to be young to spend the day playing? I'm Sheena Hensley, customer service rep for Kentucky Power. They will practice all year for this event. They're in it to win it.
I never have lost a walking match.
These games prove the vitality and energy of our county's seniors and the important role they play in our community.
They're competing, but with these games, we're all winning.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
Discover Summer will make this summer fun, active, and educational. Pick up your map to adventure at any Lexington Public Library location. Earn points by attending a library program or trying a new library service. Find a complete list of how to earn points at lexpublib.org/discoversummer. Complete your map to adventure by earning 100 points before July 31st and turn in your completed map at any library location to earn a prize and enter for even bigger prizes.
That must be the HVAC company. Sure hope they called the Comforter Man. Yeah, they just won the Angie's List Super Service Award for the 6th year in a row. And they have the best warranty in town.
I'm on my way.
Yeah!
Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $141 million, and Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $293 million. It's hot outside.
You better believe it. Today, it wasn't as bad as it's going to be tomorrow, because tomorrow the humidity becomes a little more active out there, so we'll have to deal with more of that, meaning that my 90-degree high that I have there will feel more like probably 93 to 95 degrees. So it's going to be a little more uncomfortable, but with that rain coming in late in the day, cools us off briefly from Monday, and then we're right back into the thick of it, guys, with a daily chance of showers and storms, and also more heat and humidity next week.
Hope you'll join us right back here at 11 o'clock tonight.